I don't mind a little spice in our match.
You know, we actually had the caster's curse in the earlier game just now.
Okay.
Where all of us across the desk, especially you, Gordon, you were off the desk at that time. And we were saying like, okay, it's 2-0 for TLID. It's going to be a clean sweep. They're not going to have any problems at all. But Papra Supermassive popped off. And if it's anyone who can take down the Indonesian teams, I think it might very well be Turkey.
I agree, right? I think, especially after day 2, right? Aurora really found their rhythm. It seems like day 1, it wasn't really their day, but day 2, they managed to recover. They managed to find a great plays, great picks as well, and that's the thing about Aurora, right? You can't really underestimate them just yet, and you can see Aurora just giving a lot of challenges for a lot of the teams.
Yeah. As we jump into the draft real quick, huge shout out to Coach Adi. He's taking on a new position as the head coach for ONIC ID. He's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders as well to perform. It's high time that ONIC reclaims their spot on the throne once again. And, you know, you do away with the naysayers, right? Just focus on this game and take it one game at a time. But like I said, going into the draft, down to the heroes, a lot of contests for the jungles, a lot of contests for the Suyos, the Fannies, the Joys, a lot of contests for, I think Keyboy really likes the Jawhead as well, if I remember correctly. A lot of contests for the Hildas, so it will be very interesting. You're the expert here, Gani. What do you think?
You know, I think both of the gold laners here, both Siggy and Severo, they want that Harith if it's available, right? I mean, generally speaking, Harith is disgusting. You know, mid-game after that Holy Crystal, you got a spike after full items, you got that second spike as well, and Siggy Boom performed very well on this Harith as well as Savero. So yeah, apart from that gold lane, I want to see Ryota, right? I think this guy and that EXP can provide you so much qualities, right? Expect him on the Lucas, the Hylos. Let's see though, jump into the drafts.
We're starting things off. That's the first ban for Matilda, so Keyboy won't get his hands on the little fairy, the princess around, but the Fanny, like I say, will get taken out by ONIC ID. A lot of things that we have to consider right now as I think one of the main factors that Aurora Turkey likes to play around is that the fact that they're the first pick, so they are also bringing out that last pick advantage as well. So Yeef maybe might be a possibility for them to get picked up by Rosa. They played it yesterday and they played it to success, a very, very huge success, I might say.
Okay, and it's more honest here from side of ONIC. It seems like they will target TNZ. I mean, you really get to see TNZ just popping off in the SPS Mobile Masters, and ONIC, they understand that, right? Joy, Fanny banned out, so let's see here. Suyo is, I think, coming, right? You just don't ban Joy and Fanny and just leave the Suyo open.
Oh, there's a lot of threat though. Just leave the Suyo open, and then you ban out the Hilda. I think Aurora Turkey understands that ONIC is just targeting banning out TNZ, so Kyrie would have a better time, and of course, Sabero will have a very good time in the gold lane. But that leaves open the Luo Yi. Sans, one of his more signature picks, I would say.
Yeah, Luo Yi, Jusin, right, and of course we can't forget the Harith as well, that is still up and available. And let's see here, ONIC, as expected, they will ban the Suyo, right? They will just target ban TNZ and Aurora. Now, what do they go for here? Kalea is also available. Will they go for that approach, or will they go for Harith instead?
I think Kalea would be a very honest option. But then this leaves open the Harith for Cervero, so a lot of options right here. Harith might be one of the more top picks, I would say. and then give over the Kalia to Keyboy, and then try to open up maybe the Badang for yourself. You're able to counter pick that option, or even open up that Jawhead. We see a lot of success for teams who want to use that Jawhead as well.
Yeah, but we mentioned as well, right, about the importance of Harith. And it seems like, yeah, let's give the Kalia to ONIC. Potentially, let's leave the Luoyi as well. Aurora, they will prioritize that Harith instead. Yeah, I mean, Ziggy Boom on the Harith just delivers. So ONIC, they will have to respond with the Kalia and the Moskov early here. So let's see, Luoyi is still on the board alongside Jawhead.
I think a lot of cross-mat plays. How do you deal with these cross-mat kind of strategies now that 3 of the main assassin roles in the jungle are taken out, and Tianzi is usually the one managing those sideways? And I think ONIC doing their homework really well. It kind of leaves like maybe the Hayabusa,
Hanzo.
maybe even a Nolan if you want to take it. Hanzo. But Hanzo's a little bit risky because you leave yourself open. You have the SOD as well, so Moskov can chase you down. But yeah, I think Hanzo might be a very good option right here.
It's going to be the Hayabusa, though, like you said, right? You mentioned the Hayabusa. It's more stable. It's more, I guess, it's more sustainable, right? But then ONIC, they went for the Hanzo. So it's going to be annoying here, going up against a Moskov and a Hanzo that technically gives you a global presence, right? With the ult, Hanzo can suddenly assassinate you out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's very lore accurate as well. Going up against having a high stakes game and picking up the Hanzo versus Hayabusa combo, it's like, you know, and the anti-hero versus the main villain of the story. But going into the draft now, what's open for ONIC? It is going to be the mid lane as well as the EXP lane. So banning out maybe the Luoyi might be a possible target as well. The Jawhead will be taken out this time around. Even the Farsa might be a good option for Sans right here now that you have a lot of map mobility.
I like that. I like that idea. I think Jawhead and Badang can be the answer for ONIC to ban. But Aurora, you're right. I think limiting Sans' hero here, it just makes sense, right? Though, you know, I think Sans can definitely pull off a lot of heroes. Right? You got the Yves, maybe if he wants to go crazy, like the Selena. Let's see, the Aurora, do they want to go? I think they should just go out, ban the Farsa, and maybe the Sicilian. But you got already a Hayabusa, so I think Sicilian should not be banned. It's gonna be the Luoyi and the Farsa, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I have the same sentiments as you. I think the mid lane is more of a huge priority. But, you know, ONIC, being very honest, again, targeting ban Apex 47, who's been a great setup and great performance from him all throughout the SPS Mobile Master Series. And now, taking out all of that setup heroes, he might be going back to basics, going back to the Tigreal, but, you know, we'll just wait and see what really happens. But I do like what ONIC is cooking up, preventing the main setups from Aurora and just playing their game, playing those sideways, because now, as you heard from the Mochi interview, Turkey is not really big on those macro plays.
Okay. Yeah. As expected again, right? The Badang Jawhead, Farsa should be their last ban here. No, instead they go for the Lucas, right? They I guess they are taking a risk, but the Yves instead, the Farsa. So why? I feel like because Yves has that utility that perhaps ONIC needs, right? You can slow enemies down, you can be a nuisance, very strong high ground as well. And yeah, let's see the response from side of Aurora with this. I don't mind. I want to add to the Kalia
Tsunami Slam into the RWM will be a very juicy combo for ONIC as well, but they're lacking the early game damage. I would say if they are able to drag this game out to the mid to late stages, then they might have a much better shot to wipe Turkey off the face of the earth. But it will be the Tigreal yet again. Luna, EXP side, maybe the CC might work so that they can't split up. I know ONIC is very dashy, so CC, yep. There we go.
It's also to anticipate a hero from the side of Ryota, right? He really likes this beefy heroes in that EXP, such as the Hylos, such as the Gatot, and CC does well. It's going to be the glue, though, for Ryota. And wow, we have the 10 heroes set here already for game numero uno.
Yeah, as we slowly log and load into the Land of Dawn, what do you think will happen, and which draft do you think prefer? The anti-heroes from Aurora Turkey led by TNZ's Hayabusa, or the villainous devils from ONIC ID?
I think ONIC needs to play this carefully, right? Before Hanzo hits level 4, they cannot engage recklessly, and perhaps Aurora, like, okay, Hanzo, not level 4, they might want an early invade if the angle is possible.
That being said and done, Royal Turkey versus ONIC, game number 1 of the last series of the group stages of the Snapdragon Pro Mobile Masters. And wow, what a journey we have come. It's all boiled down to this. If Aurora manages to take one win away from ONIC, they might have a better shot of going to the playoffs. But if ONIC takes one game away from Aurora, dashes their hopes and dreams of ever making it to tomorrow.
Let's see, folks, game number 1. And yeah, Apex 47 here, he knows that it's going to be a lot of tasks. It's going to be hard for him to catch Severo, catch Sans, knowing that they are rocking the Purify. So I guess, right, my guess is when he got the implosion, I think he will do a front to back, right, let's say use the implosion on Keyboy, and it's going to be a 5v4 fight. I think that's going to be the approach from Apex 47. Let's see, though. Again, Kyrie will wait till level 4 and then perhaps make a move on towards the gold lane.
Yeah, as you said, already that level 4 stolen away. This will keep Kyrie up, but Apex 47 going to spot a bother right there. Apex 47 running away, forced to use the flicker out of the way. And too bad for him, because there won't be no flicker setups coming in from him as the turtle spawns up in two minutes.
That's already a good trade, right, from ONIC, right? You forced your roamer. Oh, that's a Purify.
Ooh. Oh, Severo won't be able to survive that. Sigboom picks up the first kill.
Oh, that's not a good start here from side of ONIC. Very well done there by Aurora, right? They identified that, yeah, the roam Keyboy going to mid, it's going to be a juicy target for them towards Severo, and they got the kill and the spell as well. Now first turtle, let's see though. Apex, no flicker, and not level 4. So that's already, I guess, a sign perhaps ONIC can definitely contest. Or is Kyrie... Does Kyrie have some other things in mind?
I think they're going for a objective trade. It's going down to the orange buff, so does look like no contest. Senzi will pick the turtle up as Kyrie makes quick work of the orange buff, but good read by Apex 47, going straight, making a beeline to the orange buff, seeking out where Kyrie is. And now Aurora has a little bit of a better understanding of where the rotations are, as Kyrie doesn't have that first skill already. Apex 47 make a move from that one? No, he will back off. The discipline coming in from Aurora Turkey as they got a small lead over ONIC is starting to show.
And another attempt here on towards Severo. They know that the Purify isn't active just yet, and Keyboy is not level 4 yet.
Oh, Apex 47 pushing Keyboy back. This is Zaman Force already locked up. Keyboy able to escape with his life for that one as Kyrie tries to body block Sigboom away from him. Able to get that recall back into base and live for another day.
Okay. XP-wise, Kyrie's not too... he's ahead, right? Despite him not getting the turtle. So TNZ needs to find compensation. And yeah, it seems like Aurora, they are invading.
Oh, it's a two-man block. The split already used. Lunar got his eyes set up, get locked into the RWM. Ryota there with the huge utility pullback with that glue as ONIC making a name for himself. It's still an even Stevens game. 4 minutes on the clock as Sans will run for his life. He's got the sprint and Purify out of there. They pull back into underneath that turret as Rosa desperately tries to stay alive, but won't be able to as Kyrie comes in for that flank. Will pick that kill up. Rosa goes down.
A little out of position there from Rosa. I guess he miscalculated that, and yeah, that was a great punishment from side of ONIC. Good setup as well, giving a kill on towards Kyrie as well. And let's see how Aurora will recover from that. Second turtle though is up. Will it be the same story for Kyrie? Will he just concede the turtle for something else? It seems like though this time he wants to contest.
Yep, there's 4 members already in position for the side of ONIC. T-Boy getting pulled back over the wall, but here comes TNZ, unable to deal enough damage as T-Boy jumps back over the RWM, already locked up. Apex 47 taking a little bit too much damage, will be slain by Kyrie from that back line as Aurora Turkey loses 1 member. He might not be able to fight this turtle anymore, but TNZ does look like he will make quick work of it as Kyrie unable to get even close to it.
Yeah, not enough resources, right? He spent his ult, and in the bottom side, interesting exchange.
It's a 1-2-1. Oh no! The anti-villain misses the SOD as Siggy Boom dashes, weaves, and bobs.
That's a solo!
That, it's Keyboard from that back line. The shadow kill hits the minions instead. A very good call by Keyboy, flickering out of the way as Lunar again trying to defend Kyrie away from that purple buff, but to no avail as Kyrie just prances and walks away with the prize.
Wow, that's a solo from Siggy Boom as well on towards Vero. And that really could determine the win right there. Aurora getting that important kill, getting the first turret in the game as well. And Siggy Boom, he is well fed, man. 2-0. I believe he is on his way towards that Holy Crystal right now. And once he gets the Holy Crystal, it's going to be disgusting.
Oh, here comes Kyrie. A lot of damage chunking down. Luna will not be able to survive that 1 killing spree. Goes over to Kyrie as ONIC still stays afloat as Aurora, Turkey are crumbling under the pressure. But they still have the objective trades as the bottom lane already pushed up. Siggy Boom's already far ahead. Purple buff though. Keyboard's in a spot at the bottom right there. Pulled over the wall. But RWM set up by Sans, try to push them away from that zone as Apex 47, no hope of survival, and Sans will pick that one up. Rose is next on the chopping block. Keyboy on the approach. Kyrie shutting him down. Sans picks up the double, and the rest, as they say, is history. 2 down for Aurora Turkey. 20 seconds till the turtle spawns up. ONIC finds a glimmer of hope for that economy lead.
Yeah, that's not a good sign there from Aurora. They I guess they got greedy. They know they're in the lead, and I guess that was a mistake there. Top lane though, TNZ in trouble, but no, he still has enough resources with the quad shadow to escape that one. The last turtle is up though. Kyrie has that retribution to contest.
Tries to go straight for Luna, taking a little bit too much damage. The Tsunami Slam pulls away. The turtle gets a reset. Doesn't really matter at this point anymore. But not enough damage to take Luna down. TNZ will pick up that turtle for now. And the Aurora Turkey taking all 3 turtles away from ONIC. But ONIC having that lead. Look at where Sabero is. The SOD goes wide, but it doesn't really matter as Ryota tries his best to stay alive with that split. T1 mid goes down, but on the backside though, look at where Sabero is, just constantly pushing down, alleviating that side pressure.
Wow, very intelligent from Aurora. They know that Sabero is in the bottom side, you know, and they will not have enough time to go down. They instead force a mid siege. They got the tier 1, the important tier 1, and take a look at Siggy Boom. He is also very active, right? Taking the turret, so all tier 1s of ONIC here, officially down and out. And ONIC, it seems like gold-wise, it's just back and forth.
Back and forth is an understatement as ONIC now scrambling for defense. Losing that T1 mid is going to be a huge blow to their defenses as the jungle is opened up. And as a Hanzo, you don't want your jungle to be easily accessible by the enemy because you're so easily spotted out. All you have to do is kill that body that chases you, and you kind of know where that real body is. And it's easy for TNZ to make a move and dive through to the back line to try to take Kyrie out.
Mm-hmm. 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 And it's, I guess, a reset, right, for Aurora and as well as ONIC. ONIC, they're map-wise, they're losing out so much. Their only saving lane is in the bottom side. Rosa, almost taken down.
Crimson Beacon to keep herself safe. As the rest of Aurora Turkey, they sense this. They know that Kyrie's on the prowl, on the hunt. And Rosa will be able to set up for this next Lord. Now, everything is equalized. As the gold lead, like you say, is teeter-tattering back and forth. It's a ping-pong as of this moment. As the Lord spawns up, who will be the first to zone everyone out? It's just going to be a bait, but we all know that Aurora Turkey would be better off because they have that Tigro implosion as well.
Yeah, and you see that Kyrie, even though, right, he conceded all 3 turtles, it seems like level-wise, he is still on par. Oh, that's an opening.
Oh, nice Tsunami Slam. Rosa gets taken out. Kyrie from that flank will be taking a lot of damage, though. It's a travesty for ONIC. It's 1 member down, 2 members down. Make that 3 as Ryota tries to run away, but will get seeked out by Lunar. Kyrie underneath the turret keeps himself alive for now. He wants to make a beeline for that Lord. He does not have that retribution, but he will try to take down 1 with him. Not enough damage so far. Tienzi will blitz down this Lord, but from that bottom side though, look at where Severo is. Not with his team. He's just constantly split pushing. There's so much pressure onto Aurora sideways. And even though they got that Lord, they have to deal with the monstrosity down at that gold side.
Wow, what a display from Aurora. They got 3 turtles and the first Lord will fall to their hands as well. So far, 100% on that neutral objective. Yeah, Severo couldn't do much. His SOD hasn't been landing as well. And ONIC, yeah, they understand that, all right, you know, it's the first Lord. We got a Yeep, we got a Moskov. I guess we can defend this, right? At least their base turrets. And Aurora, they can't be too complacent. Sure, 2K gold, it's the furthest gap in this game for Aurora. They can't be too hasty now. They got the Lord. They got to utilize this Lord at least to break all the holy shields.
Rosa actually popped that Crimson Beacon and get out of the way. Kyrie dealing a ton of damage, especially with that munch. But ONIC back on that defense, losing all T2s at this point as the Lord engages on that top side. What will their play be? They've only got single targets, but it makes it easier because the Yves is there with the RWM to zone out and get that defensive strike if Turkey doesn't play their cards right and be a little bit too aggressive. So yeah, I think don't be too hasty. Take your time, be a little bit more patient, wait for that next objective because they're better off fighting within that jungles than in the base of ONIC.
And yeah, this is what they're doing, right? Not being too hasty. ONIC though, they want an engage.
They know where Lunar is. Unable to bring him over the wall, but he's got the vengeance on. There's not enough damage though. Keyboy and the spot bother will get taken out. He's got a little bit too close as Ryota tries to get that split. Last ditch effort to get out of the way. The shadow kill won't do its trick. But then again, the damage is done. Look at the top side again. Severo. Oh man, he's just busy. Man's been busy on that top side, making that split push for it. I think that's what ONIC's modus operandi is. Just send Severo on the top side. They're unable to just chase him down.
Yeah, I mean, they're really extracting the Moskov hero to its most potential, right? You know, Moskov is very good in split pushing. Yeah, let's just give Severo a direct approach. Just go to the far lane, farm, go to the far lane, apply pressure to one lane, and that will force Aurora to respond. Though Aurora, a healthy lead, right? A couple of minutes ago, it was just 2K. Now it's 4K. So Aurora, they doubled their economy lead with the Lord coming soon. ONIC, I don't think they can contest it just yet. They're confident with their high ground here. So yeah, what they can do is perhaps look for a cheeky pick off if Aurora allows that, right? If one member is out of position, if one member is overextending, they are definitely there to capitalize. But ONIC here, providing vision, will they make the steal?
I think even with the Hanzo, it makes it so hard because Boom has so much damage already. You put your body there, you just get decimated, annihilated, and just poofed into thin air. Now ONIC doesn't want to make a move just yet. They want to be a little bit more reactive as the implosion lands on Ryota, getting pushed back. It's an immediate kill onto Ryota. And now no more glue. Kairi tries to go for that back line. Tianzi in a spot of bother. Kairi taken down. No more shadows. That is the Tianzi getting that retribution on that lord. They take what they can and they go. Rosa will get gunned down by Severo. But they don't have that lord as ONIC tries to buy time enough for themselves. Sigiboom! Oh no, Kairi! Kairi gets shut down. Keyboy down low as well. We'll get that recall up. But the damage from Sigiboom is starting to show. He's 5-0-3. This man is starting to be unstoppable. ONIC back on that defense once again. The Lord will be marching down the mid side.
And that's a nasty shutdown as well from Sigiboom. He got Kai, who has a bounty to his name, right? 4 kills to his name, and it was Sigiboom that was the one who shut him down. Now with the Lord, Aurora, they definitely can apply and try to penetrate not just the base turret. Perhaps they might look for an end angle right here, right now. Can ONIC defend with just 4? Well, Kairi now spawned, so thankfully, right, it's going to be a 5v5. But Aurora still has the Lord.
Apex 47 looking for a nice coagulation from ONIC. Holding on to that implosion. Doesn't want to make a move just as of yet. But the T3 on the mid side already cracked open. A concealed play from Apex 47 goes on. Gets activated. Tianzi seeks out Keyboy. Won't be able to escape. Severo takes a little bit too much damage from Sigiboom. Able to dash out of the way. But getting pulled back, Ryota with the split. Oh, Sigiboom down low, but takes a kill onto Ryota. SOD goes wide. He lands, tries to go for it though. Apex 47, Luna and Rosa on the run, on the prowl as Keyboy unable to get a dash, but Sigiboom finally gets a kill, a shutdown, and it's all props to Severo landing that SOD and just taking him out of the game.
Wow, what an exchange. Aurora, they got the mid, they got greedy, they want the top, they got it. But then ONIC responds with the firepower themselves, right? And props to Severo, that SOD landed perfectly towards Sigiboom, got the shutdown. It's a 6 kill bounty as well. And now it seems like ONIC, they have more firepower, definitely, right?
Oh, they're rich critical mass. They're on the chase though. Kairi already got down low. Lord spawning up in 40 seconds. But this wasted implosion onto Kairi, I think the idea was there though. I thought that was a very, very risky play. But if they manage to take Kairi out, I think it might be over for ONIC ID.
Yeah, it's not over just yet though, right? It's still though Aurora just controlling the map. It's gonna be close. No, I guess the orange goes to TNZ. No retribution spent there. Not too sure. Yeah, I think Kai doesn't get his orange.
Yeah, I think it's a small price to pay for having not a lot of like jungle engages. I think Keyboy really needs to step up this time around. He's 0-2-5, but every single time he tries to get a tsunami slam, the rest of the team of Aurora just comes in. He has to find a right angle onto Sigiboom especially because the damage is coming through. Concealed play coming in. Rosa, oh no, Apex 47 coming in for that flank. He finds an angle. Ryota gets locked up by the implosion. Who get pushed back. The split will keep himself alive, but Sans with the RWM trying to save himself as well. Luna all the way from that back line. He's got a Winter Crown. He will take Sans out. That's 2 members down for the side of ONIC already. Look at where Severo is. He's trying to buy some time from that side lane, but they don't really care about that lore. This minion's already pushing in. It's a 3v3. They're going straight for that face. Sigiboom tries to go for it, and Aurora Turkey against all odds once again, against our predictions. They take down the first game of ONIC. Their hopes and dreams of making it to the playoffs are still kept alive.
Aurora Turkey with the quality of the game displaying again with the Harith. Just so crucial, and Sigiboom and friends, they got the first game in this best of 3. ONIC, what happened? They got a little bit too greedy there with Severo, just taking a little bit too long, I feel like, with the respawn, and you can see emotions flying from Keyboy. It was such a tough game for them, but oh boy, that was 18 minutes. That did not feel like it.
Yeah, honestly though, I think Rosa's expression just covering his mouth and just be like, oh man, we did not expect that. That just ended like that. And I think it just goes to show how strong Aurora Turkey is, especially going up against ONIC ID in this match when your tournament lives are on the line. Aurora really showing up. And I think props to Lunar, that last split fight to block off the back line and popping that Winter Crown to take down Sands really opened up that floodgates for Aurora to make that approach over to that throne. Because if the RWM was still active, the real world manipulation was still active, then Aurora Turkey might not be able to end it right there and then.
Yeah, it's a slight miscalculation there by ONIC, but the impact, right? The outcome is just huge for Aurora. And again, 6-1-5 for Sigi Boom. TNZ did not die in this game. A splendid showing from the Turkish team. It seems like ONIC, they crumble in game one, where earlier on, right, early game, it was them somehow just finding good trades with Kyrie finding farm, Severo finding turrets, but late game, it was them struggling to keep up, not just from the economy, from the map control, right? Aurora seems to just so annoying. Lunar, he bought a lot of time for his team.
Yeah. To be honest though, I think ONIC had the right idea sending Severo up, but I think he was a little bit too intimidated. Once he got that wave shut down, he gets a recall back off the way without understanding that, okay, maybe I can just push a little bit more. So if he'd taken a little bit more gamble, that might be a little bit more of a different story for ONIC. But props to Aurora though, especially Sigiboom. Once he hit his critical mass, there was no way of stopping this guy. Even Kyrie trying to come close just immediately gets blown up by Sigiboom. So huge props to this guy.
A lot of props indeed. And it was tough for, I guess, Keyboy on this Galea as well, right? We mentioned that Apex is going to struggle with the Purifies on Sands and Severo, but Keyboy also struggling to somehow find the right connection in this game. Who can you target? TNZ's it's very slick with the Hayabusa, Lunar is tanky, Apex is tanky as well, and of course Rosa and Sigi will rock that Purify. Earlier on, perhaps Keyboy can find the right connection, but at the late game, when you're behind that amount of gold, Keyboy really struggled to find the right angles to perhaps find a pickoff.
Yeah, we'll be watching at the replay row soon, but Sigiboom as the MVP, KDA 6-1-5, 787 GPM, and 92% kill participation. Ever since the fifth minute of the game, he was cross-mapping and farming around the turrets. I think the first turret fell at like the 3rd minute mark, and then he was out of his base. He was just free farming, and he got his full item power spikes at roughly around the 10-minute mark, making him really unstoppable already. And I think it was just really difficult for Kyrie to find a sort of like a window of opportunity to get through that back line, take Sigiboom out, and open up the floodgates for his team to come in and just wipe out the rest, because the choosing was just right there. I think Rosa was really underrated in this one, taking in Kyrie's approach and just dashing out at the right moment with the iframes to mitigate some of the damage.
Rosa did a lot of work in that game, and yeah, I mean, Sigiboom, I think we also discussed about the importance of Harith in this matchup, and it shows, right? Sigiboom, I guess Aurora, they know that as well. They opted for the Harith first pick, and Sigiboom just performed very well. This was a solo kill, by the way. It's crazy, you know, great calculation, a miscalculation by Severo, and this is where Aurora went a little bit greedy, and ONIC, they managed to equalize in a sense and just put the tempo to a little bit slow. Yeah. But then, I guess minute number 11, right, is where Aurora really is already in control map-wise and also like gold-wise.
Yeah, look at how far Save Boom is on top of Severo. And I think one of the downfall factors for ONIC is that the fact that Severo hitting his Spear of Destruction here, I think that was one of the only critical Spear of Destructions that he hit. The rest he tried, he missed. It always goes wide. And I think that is one of the main factors in the 5-on-5 team fights, is that Severo is not always there. If he would have landed, I think, at least 50% more of his SODs, it might have been a totally different story for because of the monster hitting front to back. And you've got the CC to deal with as well. I think that was one of the main pickups that caused Aurora success as well. The Vengeance was just mitigating so much of the damage. And like I said, yes, the Yeeve was a good idea, but the damage from the early game was just not there.
Yeah, of course, it's tough, right? That's why I guess I expected the Farsa. Then they got the Yeeve. I understand that as well. You know, I guessed they were going for a little bit more of the utility, right? You know, with the, like mentioned earlier, Kalea, the Yeeve interaction. But I guess Sans tried his best, but it wasn't enough. Round one though, Sans and Rosa versus Rosa. It's Rosa who got the dub. Very, very interesting match already. All right, and yeah, let's see down the road. Game number 2, what will happen? Will ONIC force a game 3, or will it be Aurora getting the dub and claiming that final spot in Group B?
It really is time to shine, especially for ONIC, who really needs this spot in the playoffs, really needs this sort of like experience to go through. But when we come back after this break, we'll see the conclusion in match number 2. Will ONIC try to tie a game off of Aurora Turkey, or will Aurora Turkey bring us another Turkish delight as Turkey takes down Indonesia once more? We'll wait and see. We'll be back right after this, so don't go anywhere.
I don't think they're ready for it. On the loose, on the loose, on the loose, on the loose, on the beast, on the loose, on the truth, on the loose, off the chain. It's all the gauge, yeah, getting dry, shot me out the cage. It's getting wild out here. One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting wild out here. But I'ma be the last one standing. You can't stop what's begun. You can't stop a revolution. Come in, come in. It's getting wild out here. It's getting wild, it's getting wild. Eating them, feast, fire the most, tire the least. See them admitting defeat, and they so useless. I'm so ruthless. New phone, who this? Give no reply to excuses. Got no bite, man, I'm toothless. Living a lie and the truth is. Got this power, bringing it, play my anthem, singing it. Every mountain, ringing it high. I soar, I rise, reborn. Strapped, I'm back like never before. Taking my final form. Waiting on an evolution. Yo. Come in, yeah. If you wanna come and get some. Yo. Nothing we can't overcome. Run in, so as we rise with the sun. Yo. We wanna rise.
Jakarta sure is beautiful at night, but the land of dawn sure as hell isn't. It's getting so bloody at this moment. Here sure is with me here is Ghani, and we are going into game number 2 between ONIC ID and Aurora Turkey. Will Turkey be able to clean sweep this one and sort of like, you know, match their brethren pop out Supermassive and taking down yet another Indonesian team and sow some discord into the eyes of the Indonesians. Gani, what are your thoughts? You said during the break that you think ONIC would win. What's going through your mind right now?
You know, I think it's after seeing that first game, it was really tough for ONIC. Fun fact though, they have been struggling locally as well, being on that red side, right? And also shows earlier on that, yeah, I guess it was them being on the red side, and Turkey, props to them, right? Being on that first pick, they actually were able to dictate the game, the draft better, and also they were able to execute their drafts, right? The composition way better, especially when they got that mid-power spike, mid-game spike. That's where they started to shine. But ONIC seems like they will offer that blue side. They have a better win rate compared to the red side. So yeah, let's see ONIC in this blue side. Will they be able to turn things around?
Yeah, right off the bat, starting off that the bans will be Matilda and Harith taken out, so we won't see a Harith in this game anymore. So it does look like the Granger and the Irithel might be in question this time around. So it does look like Royal Turkey are also being honest right here, as they want to take out all of Kyrie's heroes. So no more Fanny, no more Suyo. That might be a Joy slot right there as well.
Definitely, right? I think Aurora, they're doing what ONIC did a game 1. ONIC though, right? I don't think they can. They have to prioritize the Kalea. I think they can prioritize Luoyi, one of Sansa's hero as well. And let's see Aurora with their last ban here. Will they let both go? Will they let Joy and as well as Luoyi go? Let's say they ban the Badang or the Jawhead, just to perhaps throw ONIC off on the drafts.
I think Aurora Turkey might let the Kalea go because they know how to exploit Keyboy's Kalea. That might be not a non-issue at that point. So this one should be a Joy ban, and then forcing ONIC to pick up that Granger so that Aurora Turkey might be able to play a Sigaboom Irithel and even a Badang or a Jawhead. So I think Jawhead Hilda might be a possible thing to ban here. Oh, it will be the Phobias. I think they understand that Ryota plays a lean mean Phobias, so that gives Joy over to ONIC.
Okay, so Joy will be picked up, and let's see here. Aurora, will they pick up the Luoyi? Badang, last game Hilda was banned as well. Will Aurora pick that up early? Or let's say, will they just go for Badang Luoyi here? It's high possibility. No, though, that Granger, right?
Yeah,
Granger is also available. And let's see here, will Granger Danger come through?
Fight for the ultimate
No, Hilda, Jawhead. It should be. Then they have a lot of map prio, especially fighting wins destroyed. They just need one Luoyi. Oh, that's big for them, especially on Rosa. Now they have cross map plays, and ONIC really has to watch their backs. Sans might be able to go in for the Selena once again. It's sort of a soft counter as long as you put your wards down. You might be able to seek out where the diversion is heading to. But yeah, there's still a lot of things open, like the Granger. You most probably win your lane because you have that range given onto this hero. But yeah, is that what they're thinking?
I think Granger.
Moskov again.
It's gonna be the Moskov again with the Jawhead. So here, I think TNT can rock the Hayabusa, right? It should be the Hayabusa. They can't rock. Yeah, it's gonna be the Hayabusa. So they will take a risk in letting the marksman through. I think ONIC definitely will try to limit the options in that gold lane position.
Yeah, this would be very interesting composition right here coming out from Aurora Turkey. Now, all they need is some really good early to mid game damage to utilize fully the diversion play. You can always go onto that top side, take down Severo. You're limiting the tanks, which is a smart move considering that now the fact of the matter is Aurora has a lot of chain CCs coming out from the yin yang reactions.
Yeah, they need to be careful when they're clumped up, right? From side of ONIC, and I mean, the first three heroes is quite short range. So Aurora, they definitely can capitalize on that. Last ban, will it be another EXP? CC is
Lucas
available. Lucas is also available, and yeah. Let's see here, Aurora. Will they go for that ban, or perhaps they might limit Sans' options?
Interesting. Interesting. So that's going to be a Lucas ban. And then for ONIC, what other setups is Apex 47 comfortable with? Maybe even Gato would be a possible ban here, unless they want to try something really crazy and go Belleric. It is highly possible. Then you disrupt Severo. I don't see Apex 47 in any world play a Enchanter at this point.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it really suits their composition for now, right? They might go for a Badang ban, right? Yeah, if they want. Badang, but no, they went for the Granger. Okay, yeah, I expected the gold lane limit there from side of ONIC, but yeah, they will share a roam and a gold lane. So yeah, without Granger, I guess the Erythal now is on the board for Aurora. If they want to go crazy front to back, they can definitely pull up a Bruno. It's gonna be the Kalea though. We forgot about Kalea. All right, it went through the first phase.
Payback time.
Will be picked up.
Okay, so it's gonna be the Parsa. So really fast rotations. That's gonna be the Badang getting picked up by ONIC as well on the EXP side. So the last pick, gold lane. Maybe even the Beatrix might work here for Sigaboom. Or if you want to play a little bit more sneaky, you could go Claude.
Oh, I like the Claude.
Nathan,
I like the Claude idea.
Yeah, you like the Claude idea? I like it too. Because they're kind of tanky and you can probably get out of sticky situations.
Yeah, commit to a full dive low-key, right? With the Hilda Hayabusa plus the Claude and the Kalea jumping on you, you know, ONIC can definitely be overwhelmed. And yeah, let's see here. Will the Claude pick come through? Definitely gonna rock, yeah.
Oh,
it's gonna be the Bruno.
Yeah.
Okay, so they went for the front to back, I guess, right? They want to play a little bit more safe here, not taking a risk knowing that they have a game in hand.
Oh, risky. It's all in. Very high committal draft coming in from Aurora Turkey, but they do have a trump card, which is in the Loy's diversion. So if they're able to take that diversion and play it to their strengths, try to get early pickoffs, try to get mid-game prio within the objective takes, that opens up so much opportunity for them to take this game off with a sweep.
That's it, right? Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. Potentially the last game of ONIC on Aurora. Will Aurora be able to close the series out with a 0-2 victory?
We're jumping into the game, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm thinking right now, off the bat, is ONIC also has sort of a pseudo early to mid-game composition, but they do have that Severo on hand. And not only Severo to be able to split push that waves, but also the Joy. So if this game goes longer than 15 minutes, it would be very difficult for Aurora to come back into it.
Yeah, let's see the adjustments, right? Again, the in-game decision from side of Aurora. Oh, Sans a little bit too aggressive there. And he pops the early Purify. So that's info for Aurora for that first turtle take.
Yeah. Look how far Lunar is in proxying that wave. He's already deep into the T23s. Now taking a look at the emblems right here, nothing really too crazy speaking out to me. It's Kyrie in a spot of bother into the Tribush.
And for damage there, it seems like Aurora were able to withstand that pressure. And yeah, no first blood just yet.
Coming into fray. It's Rosa, not yet level 4. The turtle coming up in the next 40 seconds. Need to be able to find out where Ryota is. Sticking at the front.
It's a first crack. On towards one, first blood, and Kyrie picks up another kill. That's extra 200 gold there for Kai and Ryota. We're already setting the tone early. Bottom side, 1v1. I'm sure it's still a-okay. But yeah, ideal start for the yellow porcupines.
Yeah, very, very ideal. As Luna getting tossed back.
Stun though, right, Aurora? They need to be careful. Don't be out of position when you're going up against a jawhead, especially this early. And it seems like Aurora, they will contest this, even though I believe Kyrie is a level ahead.
Yeah, fist crack.
Jump on towards Lunar. Oh, it's going to be Lunar now jumping in. That's going to be the Feather Airstrike invested. Kyrie picks up that kill, and with that, that gives the green light for Aurora, perhaps to go slow on the steal. TNZ though, looking for a position to perhaps find a kill. That's the Quachetto already invested, and I don't think they can, right? It's super mature. Oh, TNZ jumping in. No Quachetto this time. Kyrie finds a retribution. TNZ forced to use the shadow kill now. He has no Quachetto and he will be taken down. No problem. Aurora now slowly but surely dismantled in the early game. 2K gold lead.
This is one of the best starts that ONIC ID could have asked for. Taking down 4 kills, being up ahead, taking down the first objective of the game. But this is what their draft is meant to do. Have a lot of early game rotations, especially with that Farsa. So you see a lot of stuns coming in from Ryota, but also from San's passive coming in. So a lot of these team fights, that was a huge, huge blunder, especially from TNZ. Knowing that your shadows are not around anymore and on cooldown, you take down that Lord, so what? You're going to be sacrificing your life, and it's not worth it for that moment. Diversion play coming in.
On towards the backside of Aurora, of ONIC. Now it's going to be the Feather Airstrike on towards Rosa. That's enough damage to take him down. It's going to be ONIC again, finding the right connections. Aurora, got to be careful on that divergence play. That's Ryota jumping on towards TNZ with the stun, and Kyrie. There's enough damage to burst the members down. It's going to be Keyboy, though, with the missiles to take the Hayabusa down. It's going to be Lunar now. A little bit stuck, though. Can they find another kill? For now, Kyrie and friends, though, they will jump on towards Rosa. No spells whatsoever, and that's another kill on the board for the yellow porcupines.
Good read for ONIC. They identify, they know where the diversion play is going. And even if they come from that back line, there was no one that TNZ could actually latch onto. Looking at the entire setup, I think the only thing is maybe Sans, when he pops the Feather Airstrike, then he leaves him very vulnerable for the shadows to latch onto. But for now, Aurora Turkey playing on the back foot. When they're one game away, it does look like a very dominant performance from ONIC, having a great start with Keyboy throwing it up.
Oh, no spell still for Rosa. Sans though is in trouble and he will fall as well, with TNZ popping that shadow kill in time. Now both mid laners down and out. Lunar pops the, no, he didn't have a sprint, so he just runs out of danger. But that opens up the turtle for ONIC. No retribution, no problem. There you go. He popped the retribution in time, and yeah, Kyrie picks up his second turtle take.
Severo and Sigiboom actually having a decent time in the gold lane. No one's disturbing that yet because the weight has been shifted over to the EXP side as well as the objective. So all 4 members of ONIC are always at the objectives. The fast rotation speed, the fast movement around in the river has snowballed into something, a sizable lead for ONIC, having 4,000 gold lead ahead of Aurora. And now the game plan for Aurora is getting all these quick pickoffs. Now, Ryota was right there in the brush. He knows that they diverted into that side lane, so it doesn't look like they'll get an easy pickoff as of now. But taking a look at the itemizations, standard items, you got to start inside for Kyrie, so 6-minute mark, we'll be able to farm a little bit faster. 403, they're having their sights up on that bottom side.
Yeah, it seems like they're setting a 4-man rotation bottom side, and top lane is slowly pushing. Ooh, Lunar got to be careful. For now, it's ONIC, just slowly but surely here. Again, running away with their lead. Hayabusa is in the area, though.
Yeah, he needs a little bit more time. Tianzi needs a little bit more time to farm back up, but they got another diversion play. They're making a beeline for Kyrie. Kind of senses it right now as Tianzi tries to make a move to defend that side lane pressure. It goes to show now the Achilles heel and the side waves. Oh, Luna are getting caught out.
Oh no, Lunar isolated. Tiki Boom, low HP as well. Lunar pops his flicker to safety, and that will be no casualty for now. But Kai has other ideas. Top lane will be cleared by the Hayabusa, but Kyrie will move on towards his purple. Turtle is up. I don't think Aurora can contest. What they can do is trade, right? So a turret for a turtle.
Not when you're 4,000 gold behind. Another concealed play. They want to go for Lunar. You see him there, there's 4 members.
Yeah, no spell, right? No flicker for Lunar. That would be an easy assassination, though. Buys a little time, and Lunar managed to clear that wave. Severo will clear the wave regardless. They will get the turret bottom side. So it's 1 for 1 turret-wise.
I don't know how ONIC is finding all these easy kills. I think Sans having this Farsa has been such a game changer in this matchup. Just because the fast rotations over enables them to just freely farm up, freely kill any loose targets around, and opening up a lot of the side lane turrets for the team. And Severo's having an easier game this time around. No one's pushing any tempo onto this Moskov, letting him free farm on opposite sides of that map. And you love to see it. You have the Joy, you have the Moskov, you've got that opposite side lane pressure. So if you want to send Severo over, you can. You want to send Kyrie over, you can. And now ONIC, they have options.
Definitely Kyrie in a 1v3. Rosa. Ooh, that's a Holy Crystal doing the work, but that's going to be the knockup by Apex. The damage from Rosa coming through. Keyboy will fall regardless. He used his flicker. That's going to be 1 kill for Aurora. Sans though, going, looking for that cheeky kill with the wings by wings as well. But no, it will be Aurora though. Catching Keyboy red-handed.
It's a good read by Apex 47, coming over from that flank and pulling Keyboy into the turret's range. But there was not enough, kind of damage as of yet. Sigaboom is still a little bit behind. Yes, he hasn't died just as of yet, but it takes a little bit longer for the attacks to come through as Rosa.
Even though Rosa uses flicker, he will fall. Assassinated now. TNZ moving on towards the mid. It's going to be Severo claiming the structure in the mid lane. And yeah, hit the reset button again. No, Aurora pops a flicker. Good cancellation by Ryota. TNZ though, looking for a flank. Oh, the shadow kill hits a minion couple of times. And that will be the green light for ONIC to take the first Lord.
Yeah, first Lord take, no contest right there. Lord Turkey can't risk it anymore, but SODXO strikes, Sans takes down, and solo kills TNZ. But matter of fact, Aurora Turkey, they're crumbling under the pressure right now as ONIC finding all these easy kills. Sans is every single where on that map, using the Fairly Airstrike to zone out the rest of the entrance. They're taking it one by one, and they're not rushing. And this is why I love ONIC so much, adapting to the playstyles, sending either Severo and Kyrie to the offside, and Kyrie, boy oh boy, who do you send to lock him down? There's only this Hilda right now, and they can't even chase Kyrie down.
No real stopper as well, right? When Kyrie makes a move, it's really hard to stop. Lord will charge to the top side. Holy Shield though will chunk him to very, very low. Oh, in the bottom side, Severo in a tricky situation. 1 HP, good retribution there, but it's gonna be Sans who will be taking in. Kyrie claims the monster. Severo, great escape.
Oh, there's not enough damage from TNZ yet. He's 1.1. You don't love to see it in TNZ. He's trying his best to get that side wave pressure alleviated and try to push it in his own objective. But ONIC is just right there. Sans having the wings by wings has been so game-changing and instrumental in setting up that plays. But Lunar caught in the middle.
The damage is too nasty. Apex though will not survive via the lethal ignition from Sans. And that will be Ryota for Apex. I guess a good trade beggar is going to be Churzo's Keyboy. Oh, needs to be careful. Has immortality though. Will he make a move? 3v1. It's not a good sign. Flicker. Kyrie looking to reinforce his teammate. Oh, that's a stun from Severo. Perfectly timed, and Kyrie receives the godlike. What an unfortunate event for TNZ.
Oh, not a good game for TNZ at all. He's making, I wouldn't say wrong plays, but very, very risky moves. His timing the shadows a little bit wrongly this time around, but then again, you're facing up against ONIC, and they're gonna take every mistake you make and throw it, shove it back into your face as Royal Turkey tries their desperate best to get diversion plays into their names and try to get any pickoffs, any consolation whatsoever. As ONIC 9K gold lead, Lord spawning up in 30 seconds. The play for Royal Turkey, give it up, try to play that defense. They do have the Luo Yi, so defense should be a little bit more A-okay at that point. Siggy Boom still hasn't had a death as of now, but he should have that damage through. But it's so hard for the Bruno alone to deal that damage because it's always single target.
That's the thing, right? Bruno, if you're, say, you're ahead, it's going to be very tough to get the Bruno, but once you're behind, it's really hard to give a huge impact. And you see Siggy Boom struggling. The second Lord now is touched by Severo. Oh, that's a flicker from the side of Aurora. They want to fight Ryota though. Very low, taken down by TNZ. 5v4 now. Aurora is the man up. But it seems like now with the conceal, even though with the conceal, it's hard to find an angle. Apex 47, desperate play with the diversion in the backside. Siggy Boom, 3 hitting, but that's a purify. Severo jumps in to provide the damage. Keyboy trying to zone the members out. That's a double for Severo. ONIC, they got the Lord. It's CSOD. Oh, it's going to be a hit on towards Rosa. And Rosa will fall. He cannot recall. It's a 2v1. Keyboy will fall. Surely, though, no. Severo saves his life, and that's going to be 2 extra kills for the yellow porcupines.
It's TNZ against the world as Kyrie tries to make a desperate move to take him down underneath his own base, but dashes out just in time. As Aurora, though, oh man, it's so hard to break even. Close ONIC up 12,000 gold. And Sans is just right there with the feather airstrike to zone everyone out. Severo goes in.
With nature to save his life, and TNZ, good night. Aurora now defends with 3, with the Lord marching and engage from Keyboy. Will make a Rosa fall. Lunar Apex 47 falls next as Siggy Boom is zoned away. He is forced to go back in his base. Ladies and gentlemen, we get a game 3.
Oh boy, Ghani. This is it. This is it for Aurora Turkey. Their hopes and dreams of the playoffs are dashed. Doesn't matter if they win the next one. It's just bragging rights. But based on the point system, ONIC just went up on top.
Wow, what a different outcome from ONIC, right? Different display. And yeah, ONIC, what a game, 14 minutes. And Aurora, they only are satisfied with 4 kills in that game.
Yeah, it's just so hard to break through that defenses because that Luo Yi is too close range for her to be a threat. But Sans, though, I have to say, he is the unspoken MVP. Knowing how he uses that feather airstrike to zone the members away. He's not using it to chunk down HP for Aurora because he knows that Kyrie, he knows that Severo is always right there. And it's a very different gameplay from ONIC. Severo's not always on the side lanes. He's taking turns with Kyrie. So managing the side waves, it's a 2-man job now. And Severo's always there at the team fight. So when they fight as 5 members, it makes it so much easier for them to take down Aurora front to back.
It's, man, I'm still, yeah, what can Aurora do earlier on? Perhaps from the early game, the snowball was just too massive, and it was I guess a couple thousand gold lead for ONIC, and then suddenly it doubled, it tripled in no time. Aurora struggled to find the right connection. TNZ, not a great Hayabusa game in this game. It was so hard. considering that he played a wonderful Hayabusa game in game 1, with different story here, game 2.
Yeah, there was 6 kills onto TNZ, 7 kills on top of Rosa. Kyrie being the MVP, and very much so, he's always there and always present. Whenever there's a team fight or whenever there's an easy loose member pickoff, Kyrie coming in hot with 888 gold. What? If you guys understand. But, you know, out of all of this, man, huge honorable mentions to Sans and Keyboy. They created so much space for Severo farm up. I remember it was only 6 minutes and then Severo stepped out from that turret, but then again, that was all they need to do because Severo just kept free farming until he was so up ahead in terms of economy to Sigiboom. He's just taking him down, and yeah, at the end of the day, Aurora made a lot of mistakes. We'll be able to see it in the replay later really soon, but then again, mistakes into the wall when you're facing up against a Moskov, it's going to be really difficult. If you want to time those engages and get your escape and hunker down on that walls.
Yeah, it's really tough for TNZ in this game, but yeah, I guess ONIC again just displayed, yeah, when they're on the blue side, they're a different beast, man. And 888 GPM, I like that number. 8 kills as well. Kyrie, what a game. They were able to also capitalize on that first pick value with that joy, and yeah, displayed almost a perfect game for Kyrie there. You can say arguably a perfect game, right? 806, neutral objective, perfect, and yeah.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the replays to see what went down yet again. Look at where Ryota is. After he got his level 4, just zoning them out with that wall. He gets that pick off, but the target prioritization is totally different at this point, where ONIC is always hitting onto one member. Rosa was getting caught out now because Jawhead it's easier for Jawhead to get into that target. Getting in and out is no problem at all for Keyboy. And all of them just pick off with 4 heroes at a time. So, man, there's not much to say. It's a very dominant performance from ONIC, very different from the first game that we've seen. I think they just, that break that they got just really woke them up.
Yeah, they're a different beast, right? And this was, I thought, right, at least Keyboy was taken down. No, Keyboy with the flicker, cheeky one as well, opening things up. Base too exposed at this point. Sigiboom couldn't do anything as he is a Bruno as well, single lock, and yeah, GG.
GG. 1-1. ONIC's going to be going into the playoffs. It doesn't matter about the last game because I think on the head-to-head, right now the point system is 8-6. So ONIC might be able to tie things up with Aurora, but then from a head-to-head, Aurora wins on to ONIC. Wait, they still have a shot? They might be still having a shot. Well, we'll see as we get a little bit more information. We're going on a short break. The teams need it. We need it. And so do you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Cheers.
I stay mashing that pedal. I ain't standing, I'm special. This is a whole other caliber. Word of Excalibur. I put it into a challenger. Gold in my calendar. I think I just hit my peak. Ain't nobody sick like me. I don't ever tread lightly. I only emit lightning. Let's shift in the final gear. I can't be stopped. I can't be stopped. I'm leveling up. I can't be stopped. I can't be stopped. I'm leveling up. I can't be stopped. I can't be stopped. I'm leveling up.
you don't have to guess who in the building. One of the realest. Never catch me slacking, I was born, that's the illest. They call me a champion, I got the will to win. I'm a rare breed walking, I am one in a million. Guess who in the building? One of the realest. Never catch me slacking, I was born, that's the illest. They call me a champion, I got the will to win. I'm a rare breed.
And we are back with game number 3 between ONIC ID and Aurora Turkey. So after looking at the scoreboard during the break, we now know that Aurora Turkey will not make it to the playoffs. So ONIC right now has 8 points. Aurora Turkey has 6 points. So even if Aurora Turkey takes this game away from ONIC, they'll be up 2 points to 8, but ONIC still will have 1 point. So that will make them 9. And 9 beats 8. If my math serves me right. So ONIC will be heading to the playoffs. This match will be Aurora Turkey's redemption arc, and we're gonna frame it like that. So what went wrong in game number 2, and why can't Aurora find their footing, Gani?
I think what went wrong, simply put, that first blood was so important. Not just the first blood, right? Kyrie got a kill as well. And that extra goal, that 200 gold, and that extra EXP puts them in the driver's seat. And you can see after that, it was just ONIC controlling the game. After especially that blunder, right? The quad shadow from TNZ, first turtle, I think he went a little bit too bold there, a little bit too ballsy, and got punished, and it made them even harder to turn or equalize. Yeah, from then and there, it's just ONIC in the driver's seat, and they were able to translate in the mid. The late game, they made a slight mistake here and there, nothing too crazy, and they were able to finish it out.
Yeah. I've got a question for you, because we've been seeing a lot of new heroes being brought into the draft, especially Kalea. But we don't see Kalea with a lot of success. Both teams, they used Kalea. First game, it was ONIC. They lost with it. Second game, Aurora picked up the Kalea for themselves, and they lost with it. What is wrong with Kalea, and what needs to be done in that draft if you want to play Kalea into your opponents?
If you have a Kalea, I think that's why I don't think it's first pick material. I've been saying this since yesterday. I don't think Kalea is a first pick material hero. And yeah, a lot of the teams are struggling to find the right connection, to find the right opening, because technically, Purify, done, right? That's the thing. And yeah, I think it's situational. Kalea, I think, is situational. It's not hard prio. Let's see the will. We see a Kalea the third time here in the series. Because I don't think so.
I think both teams, might not want to use Kalea again. It's really bad luck. If you use it, you're probably bound to lose, but we'll see again if they can make things work, if they decide to pick it up. But I do want to say, though, the jungles are so important, especially for Aurora. Now that they're second pick, they banned out the Fanny. That second ban slot might be the Suyo, and just ban out the Joy, man. Just put Kyrie in a difficult position. Put him in something like a Hayabusa now, or even back to the Hanzo, where he can't do much in that late game. But you have to ban out the Farsa from Sans. That is just so high mobile, so difficult to deal with. But it looks like they're opening things up.
Different approach, right? ONIC, though, they will still take at least now they're on the blue side again. So let's see if they're able to dictate the draft. It seems like same bans from side of ONIC, like the second game. It's going to be the Matilda, Chushin, and the Harith. Aurora, this time, you mentioned it, Louis, a little twist there. Seems like they weren't able to find a fruitful win. So yeah, Louis off the board for Aurora.
I think now, to be honest though, I do want to talk about the roam position, because that has been so crucial in both games. But down being utilized by Keyboy earlier on was just so pivotal in creating that space, checking out that brushes. the Jawhead. Also in the early game, adding some additional pressure onto the jungles, leaving the Suyo open. Kyrie will pick that up. One of the most OP heroes in the game. The start of today, it was 76% win rate, but right now, things have changed a lot, and I think Suyo has been popping off the entire Mobile Master Series. But now, a question for you, Gani. What makes a good roam, and what do you need to find in a roamer now?
I think bush control is going to be a big factor, right? So I'll pick up a hero that is like it has a great bush control. The Kalia technically has an okay bush control, and also I feel like mobility, right? With the Jawhead here from the side of ONIC, it has mobility. The ult is annoying as well, and with the help or paired up with Moskov, yeah, it's going to be nasty. We saw how the Jawhead and the Moskov 2v1 situation, 1 HP Jawhead, they were able to take down one member. Aurora, though, taking a turn here. The Lucas, who didn't survive usually the second phases of ban, now will be picked up early.
Yeah, I love what Aurora is cooking, right? Because we totally forgot that Phobias was left off the block, and ONIC didn't pick that up, so no one's prioritizing the Phobias. So Aurora identifies this. They want to have a winning lane, especially for Lunar this time around. But then again, back to your point about the roams having bush control, having that mobility. Yeah, Jawhead, I would say it's a much better contender in the roam position just because you have a little bit more escape mechanism, can throw people out of the way. But if you're Kalea, you're flickering in, you're jumping in, and you're pretty much a sitting duck because you're committing all of your resources if you don't have flicker. And I think that is what makes or breaks great Kalea players. Make sure that you go into brushes, set up for the rest of the team, make sure you secure that kill before you run off. But Aurora Turkey in the previous game, game number 2, was not able to find that.
No, it was really hard though, right? To at least control the, let's say, the important bushes, providing vision as well. It was really tough for Apex. Though this time with the Lucas, let's see the Kalea connection here, right? CC banned out, so they're predicting that this Lucas is actually going to the jungler position, though it's a 50-50. They will also limit a Hayabusa.
But this leaves the Joy open, so TNZ could pick that one up unless he wants to go Lucas jungle. Might be a huge possibility. And Rosa's picking up the Valentina to prevent Sansa's Feather Airstrike from dealing too much. And I think it's a little bit more mobile with Valentina because you do have double dashes as well, but you don't really have a huge, reliable source of stun. But that is where Apex 47 will come in. So it does look like Sans might be going for the Barca once again. Keyboy going into the Jawhead. So what's left in the EXP lane should be maybe a glue once again for Ryota.
I don't mind the glue. Ooh. Sicilian though, right? They're taking a risk here on it. Moskov takes time. It's gonna be the high loss for Ryota here. He wants to be a rock right in that EXP. And let's see here, Aurora, will it be Lucas Jungler or Lucas EXP? The Valentina pick though, we gotta mention, right? It's also a deny counter for that Lucas, because sometimes Valentina will definitely be in the on the opponent side if you pick up a Lucas. And yeah, that's a good deny pick. And let's see here, Lucas Jungler or Lucas EXP. Looking at this composition, prefer it to be in the jungle position. So no, instead they will put this Lucas into the jungler, into the EXP. Hanzo will be the answer.
Really scary. I think this is going to be a very interesting draft or interesting culmination of our 3-game series, our first and last 3-game series of the Mobile Masters, at least in Stream C. But I gotta say, ONIC ID's draft looking hella juicy. I think it's easier to execute. I think that they might have an easier time. On the other hand though, I don't really like the Hanzo as much, but this is just a personal preference. It clears the jungle pretty decently quick, but it leaves you open if you don't snowball in the early game.
That's the thing, right? That's it. tricky thing if you rock the Hanzo. Though, ladies and gentlemen, this will be officially the last game, not just for Stream C, but the last game for the SPS Mobile Masters group stage.
We're jumping into Land of Dawn, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. The last game where it doesn't really matter at this point for playoff standings, as ONIC has really secured their slot with 1 point on top of Aurora Turkey. This is the battle for bragging rights. This is the battle for Aurora Turkey to prove themselves that they too can win against a top tier Indonesian team. And Gani, you're Indonesian as well, so what is your feelings and thoughts on this if ONIC ID loses to yet another Turkey team?
It's going to be a mixed feelings, right? I root for ONIC. I'm a fan of ONIC, but then again, Aurora won my heart as well. Stole my heart. Oh, top lane. Severo is losing on the trades here against Sigibum.
Yeah, a lot of early game damage, especially from that Granger. They're keeping cannon minutes away, but the bottom side.
That's an ejector that will claim Lunar's life there. A good flicker spent from Keyboy. And yeah, they will fight later on for that turtle without a flicker from Lunar.
A pretty tricky situation, especially from the side of Aurora Turkey. You have an aggressive draft, but try to play to your strengths. TNZ trying to go for Kyrie, though, might not be able to chase him down.
All quiet and dandy, just a kill. Differentiates them, and let's see here. Apex though will be jumped on, force him to use that flicker. So no flicker for not just Lunar, for Apex 47 as well. Keyboy uses flicker as well too, but let's see here. Rosa needs to be careful. Okay, they will not jump on towards Rosa just yet.
Turtle already spawned up. Doesn't look like Aurora wants to fight with this, and this is why I think Hanzo would be a very tough option right here, because then Kyrie knows that, okay, this TNZ is going for that trade. He wants to be able to get away safely. The Keyboy.
Oh, I'm not sure that he will be okay. TNZ locks him down, but TNZ took a little bit too much time there with the ulti and will get punished. Keyboy with the trades. A roam for a jungler, not a good trade for Aurora.
Yeah, I think he's just timing the external body a little bit too long as of this point, but for ONIC though, this is a very good rotation coming in from all of the members of the team, especially Ryota, who's always present, taking down the bottom side. But hold on a second, in the jungles, TNZ got his eyes set on Keyboy, want me to take him out. But then again, like I say, Aurora Turkey are playing things a little bit too aggressively. Go and play, have a little bit more patience on that. It rolls up.
Oh, that's Apex though, caught. That's the ult already used. Keyboy taking heat from the turrets. TNZ now looking to perhaps an attempt on towards an assassination. Doesn't really find a range just yet though. That's Kyrie just farming. Apex is low, gotta be careful. TNZ level 6, Kyrie level 7.
Now, it does look like Aurora Turkey scrambling a little bit, trying to hold the line. I think it's more of a late game that they're gunning for, but TNZ really needs to try to get that snowball. As much as he got one kill, will not be easy for him to get a sizable snowball if he keeps dying.
That's an ejector on towards Rosa. No chance that he will survive that. That's going to be Ryota with the glorious pathway. Good stun. That's a knock-up though on towards Keyboy. That's a trade. A roam for a mid for now, and that will be Aurora disengaging from a fight. Turtle is up, and let's see here. ONIC, will they be able to shift their gears on towards the next objective?
Severo's already there. I think it makes it easier because Suyo is able to just burst down and blitz the turtle up. And TNZ needs to be able to find some time to get in through that rock wall. Will be a little bit more difficult for him. Will decide to give that up as ONIC is 1,000 gold ahead of Aurora Turkey. Not much, but enough to keep ONIC afloat.
Definitely. And you can see here, a gold gap is, you mentioned, not that much. Aurora, though, a lot of opportunity still here, right? Waiting for that mid-game power spike here to perhaps cause havoc, cause damage on towards the ONIC composition. And let's see here. As of yet, Sigiboom is still very much okay, though, untouched, unkilled, right? Perhaps a kill or two might get the ball rolling for Sigiboom, but they're also not taking any risks.
Yeah, I think Aurora can't afford to take any risks at all. You got Apex 47 trying to get that Tsunami Slam into the turret, though.
Oh, that's an opportunity for Sigiboom to get the kill, though. That's also an outplay from the side of Apex there. Keyboy a little bit too hasty on that unstoppable force, and that will be punished.
So Aurora taking things a little bit slow. I think they need to be able to wait to critical mass. Sigiboom already built that Sky Piercer. You might be looking for a little bit more team fights, more skirmishes around the map as ONIC try their desperate best to stay late game. They've got the Sicilian, so just wait and pray that Aurora Turkey gets a little bit aggressive and we can take them down.
Slowly but surely here. ONIC seems like they will slow down their pace as well. And all spells are up here for all 10 members. The last turtle will be up, and we might see TNZ this time contesting the neutral objective.
Oh, Luna getting chased down by Ryota and Keyboy, but they choose to go for Rosa instead. Glorious Pathway really laid down, but they touch and go.
Touch and go for now, but Lunar seems to have other ideas. TNZ jumping in. Not enough damage all towards Keyboy just yet, though, as, yeah, he is low now. Glorious Pathway 2. Re-engage. Rosa flickers out of danger, but no, Kyrie denies it. That's going to be a knock-up on towards Keyboy again. No, Ryota. That's going to be the collapse by ONIC, though. One by one, Aurora will fall. 4 members down and out. And now it's going to be the mid-tier 1 being taken down, and that's ONIC. What a spike.
Oh man, the damage coming in from Kyrie is just too much to handle. And they're facing Aurora underneath their own turrets. I think even with the crowd control and even with the chain CCs that Apex 47 brings on the table, it's not enough to deny Kyrie his engaging approach into the midst of battle. And it just makes it so much easier because Sans is able to use that Sanguine Claws a little bit more, lower cooldown, grabbing the members of Aurora Turkey as by the foot, and just set up for Kyrie to come and swoop everything in. So very good team fight from ONIC. Lead is 2,000. You're trying to get the aggression going on, shifting into high gear as Aurora back on that defense once again. When you're Aurora Turkey, you don't want to be in this position.
Definitely not, man. 2K gold lead though. They can restabilize, but that's a stun! That's the ejector connecting on towards TNZ as well. That's going to be fruitful for ONIC. That's going to be also Kyrie repositioning now. Lunar out of position. That's the SOD landing. That's Severo jumping into the fight as well. Damage will not be enough to take Apex down though, but Rosa now trying to defend. It's going to be ONIC again with the win regarding the fight.
Man, doesn't look too good for Aurora. I think the only thing they can do now is try to find a split push to buy themselves some time, but clock is ticking. It's not going to be easy for them. This is just...
Yeah, invested. Ryota taking a lot of heat and will be taken down by Sigiboom. Now they want to fight. Keyboy will be the main target for now for Aurora. Rosa, very aggressive movement. But now, take a look at Sans now. Gets caught, stunned up, and now will be shut down. Kyrie caught as well as Lunar will be the assassinator. It's going to be Sigiboom finding the kill as well. Aurora, they roar as they have equalized. Gold lead diminishes.
Oh, they were not expecting that. ONIC was staying a little bit too close underneath the turret. And Apex 47 took that opportunity, pulled Keyboy into the fray, and then the rest of the members, especially Sigiboom, having the damage already, taking Sans down. And I think Sans, again, the understated, underspoken hero of the team, created so much opportunity for ONIC. But hold on a second, Lord Fight.
Two glorious pathways. Not every day that you can see that. TNZ though will get the Lord. Ryota taken down. ONIC, they need to be careful. Keyboy disengaging, not enough range to really escape, and that will be a double for Sigiboom. Mind you, he has the Sky Piercer in hand, and Aurora, they really have turned things around.
Oh man, 3 members down for the side of ONIC. It looks like their earlier game is up. Now Aurora Turkey, they're leading the charge. As long as Sigiboom is with them, they can create that death ball once again. And Severo can't do anything. He can't even get close. Lord marching down the top side. TNZ trying to find an angle towards Kyrie.
Slowly but surely now. Lord marching. Aurora, do they have enough firepower? They do. Glorious pathway there. Stolen. It's going to be Ryota being the recipient of that ult from Apex. But that will be the Lord. And the Holy Shield, Holy Defense top lane will still be active. But, I mean, mid is going to... All tier 3, all base turret is still alive though for ONIC.
Yeah, no boom, no holy defenses being popped by Aurora, but that's the biggest lead that Aurora had in the 2 games that we had so far. The Keyboy 1-6-8. It's not having a good game, and so does Severo 0-0 so far in the 11th minute mark. But now I think it will be difficult for ONIC to try to get into that back line. Let's take a look at the replay real quick. That's double Glorious pathway to try to slow the approach, and Kyrie is not there yet. And I think Aurora Turkey, taking advantage of the lack or absence of Kyrie, tries to go in for the Lord fight and then retarget prioritize into the loose members of ONIC. But coming in again.
Oh no, Severo got caught! That's not a good sign. ONIC, Ryota now isolated and taken down by Rosa. 2 members, 2 important members taken out. Here is Aurora now. They are just in control of the economy of the map and also the pressure.
Well, Sigiboom is just popping off left, right, and center. You got the mid wave already pushing in. As long as Sigiboom is able to be defended by Apex 47, that might be a huge opportunity right there.
That's a flicker, that's a sack from Apex. Kyrie, though, will find the kill, but it's still going to be Kyrie and Severo now trying to defend. That's a SOD. Okay, Severo will not commit to that, but that is already a win for Aurora, right? Getting the mid turret down. 15 seconds is the countdown to the next Lord, and I don't think ONIC is in position to do a contest.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's gonna be super difficult for ONIC to come back on this, especially since Severo needs to come online. But right now, Sigiboom is just popping off. And like I say, he's reached critical mass. He's got 6 stacks of Sky Piercers right now, and it's easy for him to get easy executions onto loose members of the team, and that's how Aurora likes to play it. Apex 47 body blocks the rest of them coming into fray, and it just looks like another fight gonna come through.
Yeah, let's see here. Keyboy Lucas jumping in. Immortality popped for Keyboy. Keyboy will not be able to survive out of that Sky Piercer. Yoda, the next casualty. Kyrie, terrified! And that's gonna be Sigiboom collecting the triple kill. That's gonna be Wind of Nature, though, trying to survive as Severo will not be able to see the sun. Aurora really bashing. Now they got to clear the mid. They're looking for the end as Ryota Keyboy will be up in 10. Can Suns defend? Aurora sail up with 5. Sigiboom has immortality in hand with Cecilia now desperately trying. But ladies and gentlemen, it does seem like Aurora got the better of the yellow porcupines.
In the battle for a high-stakes game, ONIC made it to the playoffs, but Aurora Turkey won the bragging rights and won the hearts of our fans. This is where it's at. As much as you can see it on their faces, very upset about how things played out. They tried their best, and that's all we got to say.
They tried their best. It's so tough now, right? Again, Aurora Turkey, what a show, what a display. 13 minutes. That's relatively a fast game there, right? And ONIC, they got dismantled. Aurora, they were able to crack the code of ONIC, and seems like in this game, Lunar on that Lucas was pivotal, was crucial. 21-11.
I gotta say though, Sigaboom, huge props to him. If it weren't for him in the mid to late game, this wouldn't have happened. Aurora was playing on the back foot the whole way, and I was doubting a little bit on that Hanzo because he find it hard to get into that back line to take Sans out. Kyrie was always